All right, what is up, traders, and welcome back to another overnight stream. What do we call these? Overnight streams, Asia streams. It's called the Asia stream. Night stream, we'll call it night stream. Yeah, happy Sunday, guys. Hopefully, you guys have been doing amazing. And let's check it out. Let's check out what we're looking at. This is the first time I'm kind of pulling it up. So, this is Sunday night. Thursday, let's see. Thursday in the overnight saw a bit of a run up into the Friday open. Sold off into the open on Friday, recovered nicely, traded back, but still kind of within, still definitely within Friday's value area here. Even had a pop to, let's see, we're kind of rallying a little bit. Good time to go live. It's good, Amplot. How we doing, man? Doing good. Good evening. All right, so look, if we're just looking at this 5-minute price action here, this range, we have value area high at around 450, 29,450, value area lows 29,280s. Friday's pre-market low held Thursday's kind of noon low, so we have a double bottom that is holding at the moment on the 5-minute. We're above point of control, which was point of control of this range is about 360, so we're trading currently above that. Value area high sitting around 430s, 440s. And we're seeing some buying here. Out of the open, what do we see out of the open? Small gap up that instantly got sold off. What is this? This needs to go over here. Yo, 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 what's up, Gene? How was your weekend? It was great, man. Pretty quick, went quick. Caught the UFC fight on Saturday. It was a good little weekend. Yeah, that's what we're looking at. We held a higher low off of Friday's New York Open low around 8, right at the open pretty much. Gap up, small gap up, sold it back off. Broke this low here at 360. Buyers held. Now we're back above VWAP. Value area high is 430. That's kind of where ideally we trade to now. A little bit tricky to get in anything right here, really, though. Overnight high is being contested at 410. Trying to get some buyers to close above 410s here in the next couple minutes. That's what we're looking at here. Let's see. How do you feel about gold? Let's check out gold. I have not looked. All right, so where did we leave off? Friday was a really strong, what was this, Friday? Yeah, really nice, strong day on Friday. It's, for me, it's getting a little too extended here on the daily to continue liking it for continuation, but also I'm not really seeing any signs of weakness or exhaustion on gold. Really clean, strong breakout candle there on Tuesday. So was that Wednesday? Consolidation, rejection to the downside on Thursday, continues higher. Friday looks nice and strong. And then you have this current candle developing. That's the session candle here for Sunday going into Monday's price action. Still looks good. For my liking, it's a little bit too extended to the upside. Ideally, I would have liked to be part of this breakout here last week and kind of played that strength, but not really interested in gold at the moment. Check out like ES, YM. Some solid pullbacks here on the indices here. Session lows are about 100 points off. But we haven't really gone anywhere. Market opened up with a small little gap. Immediately sold it off, put in session lows. Now we've just been kind of rallying back up to session highs. 100-point range on the night. Holding above the point of control. Let's check out crude. I doubt I'm going to be interested in crude, but we'll check it out. Crude is kind of, yeah, I mean, crude doesn't look too bad, man. It's made this strong move off the 74 level back into some of this prior structure here, and now kind of trading above it. It's getting a little bit rangier up here. That could just be the consolidation because it's had a pretty large move. Maybe it needs to consolidate a little bit, create some more structure to continue going higher. But it doesn't look bad. I don't love this hourly here. This hourly to me looks like it maybe wants to concede a bit of a breakdown below 86. If that's the case, just let that play out. And then I think I'd probably be looking for buying opportunities on crude, maybe around these 84s. It's Wednesdays, Tuesdays, Mondays. Yeah, that's three days of price action there, supporting a potential bounce off 84. Saw a lot of acceptance there. So yeah, I wouldn't mind a pullback and continuation on crude. I'm just not interested until we get under 86. NQ's trying to make a bit of a move here. It's now above, almost above session highs. Anybody in the trade so far in this session? Has anybody taken a trade? Here we go. We got session highs, boom, breaking out. It's a nice little 10-point move through the highs. Here we go. 20, seeing a little bit of a breakout. It's moving nicely, at least through this level. 10, 15 points, not bad. Value area high is right here. We're kind of moving through it effortlessly, so I'm not going to be quick to try to fade this level. Although I don't mind the level. I think I'd prefer to just see if buyers can break through it or not first. Friday's high was right here at 488. It's not far away at all. Sometimes we look at these levels and it feels far. It's not far. It's 60 points. It's 60 points. And if with the momentum we're seeing here, suddenly we get above this structure at 440s, it's well within reach. Well within reach to get to Friday's highs here. I think you've already missed it though. I mean, realistically, we're looking at this 5-minute price action here. From the data that we do have, especially with how the overnight markets have been trading, there's been so much rotation and so much consolidation that, like, look, if you wanted to get long, maybe there's an opportunity, but I think you would have either taken the long there, which I don't think was great, didn't really give a great pullback, or gotten in way earlier, like right out of the open. Like now it's just too, not saying that you have to short it, I'm just saying it's like the higher this thing goes, the lower the probability trade becomes, really, honestly. I think you kind of got a game plan for like, okay, I want to get long somewhere before this move happens. You know what I mean? Or maybe on this consolidation you get it. But if you don't, it's hard to chase it up here. And I think chasing it up here is what leads to a lot of traders getting in trouble. Yep, that's true. Yeah, rotation is the name of the game here in the indices. Like it went from last week was in a range, this week we're in a new range. So I mean, trying to chase any buying moves that you see in here usually just leads to, like, I mean, be super realistic with the price targets. Like, don't look for huge continuation moves, I think, if you're gonna be risky and try to buy it up here. Like, be realistic, you know what I mean? Target this prior structure, maybe Friday's high, and just be happy with it. Don't look for the break through it. Don't look for a break of Friday's like, you know what I mean? Be realistic. Just understand the market condition we've been in. Yes, this move looks pretty good right now, but like look at all of the overlap. Look at all the rotation we've had on the hourly. Like this is where you get smoked because you don't acknowledge this, and you see a nice move here on the 5-minute, and it does look nice, but because you're not acknowledging all of that, how rotational this market is, you chase into something like this, and you get smoked. That doesn't mean I have to be oblivious to the fact that we know the realistic target could be these Friday highs at 488. Friday's high. Not even Friday's high though, because we had higher in pre-market, but New York session high. What's up, MD? You taking any trade yet? I have not, man. I have not. Just watching and observing at the moment. Watching a pretty sick overnight reversal though. Had a small gap up out of the open, immediately sold off through this level at 350. Buyers held, and now we were seeing a trend back above overnight highs. We have another level here at 430s, getting above value area highs. So this looks good to me. It looks bullish. But it's just like there's so much range beneath us now that it's a little risky to get in here without a pretty good pullback, in my opinion. Bearish, boss man. I think I like bearish too, man. On the hourly and the daily, it's just going to be about waiting for the right moments. I'm not going to try to get in front of this potential move back up to Friday's high because this looks pretty good. Nice move. Look, it looks great, man. Really clean, a lot of momentum. Just too extended to get long at this point. You should have gotten in there or had an idea to get in as this thing was failing to get through session lows here. This might be an outlier, but usually in Q is just not. This is trappy. Like it looks good, but it's trappy. Can't chase candles because they're big and pretty. All right, so that high is 48. Small pullback, 10-point pullback, trading 38 right now. And we have 30 minutes until the Asia Open too. What indicator is that? It's called the market map. It's an indicator I use, or it's actually rather an indicator I created. Its main purpose is for when we do start to see some clear directional moves in the market, then it's used to give you kind of optimal long or short entries, right, in the right direction, blue being long, red being short. But you have to understand the right market condition to use it in. All right, only use it when we do have clear direction. If we start rotating like this and you take trades just because, that's not using the tool in the right market condition. But yeah, it's an indicator I use. You can try it out if you get that link in the description. You can try it out for free for 7 days and see if you like it. I use it a lot on the streams. It's a pretty solid indicator. I'm happy with it. Took a long time to build it. Also, man, these overnight sessions, man, the Asia sessions, sometimes you will see like very slow price action, and then you get a move, and then this thing goes kind of just very slow again for like another hour. So you do have to be like very much try to be in pace with the market, especially in the overnight sessions. You can just see it go so slow, get a quick move, and then the next thing you know, for an hour, it's just going nowhere. That's another reason you don't want to just get caught up in a bit of a quick move, just expecting it to continue. Because it may, but it might also chop you up for an hour before it continues. Changes pace very, very often. How you doing, bro? What's good, Day? Doing great, man. How are you? Watching NQ develop a little bit higher. Still looks good above value area high. I might be interested in trying to short Friday New York session highs here around 490s, 500s, just to catch the initial rejection of this level. I think that has to be a great trade, at least for the initial rejection, to catch that selling move up here. With how rotational this market's been, with how well it's been respecting these, with how well it's been respecting structure. I mean, you essentially have pretty much all last week, one range into another range. So I think to take the initial rejection of like 490s, 500s would be a solid trade setup. Not looking for the full reversal, not looking to call the session highs. Just to catch the initial selling reaction off of this level, maybe back into value area high. That's the current idea I kind of have framed up. And I think right? Pattern recognition, right? As traders, I think you have to understand pattern recognitions not only as candle sequences and all these things, but like how is the market behaving? What's the personality of the market? The personality has been rotating a lot, which means as we approach these levels of structure, looking for fades off of them is working well. So I think I would be interested in that. A possible fade up there, high 400s, maybe low 500s, give it a decent little stop. At that point also, we would be working with a full reversal off of session lows of almost 200 points. So it'll just be a very extended move here, I think, in this short of a time window. I think at that point it would be about 200 points. I think I'd feel comfortable trying to take the initial selling reaction off these 490s. So let's maybe see if we can get that. You see what I mean, right? We're talking about just looking for levels of structure to give you reactions. I mean, here, like every time, this market loves to respect structure. At least it has this week and last week. This one might have gotten you smoked, but even still, like, look at all the wicks. You had plenty of attempts to get out of it and profit if you like look to take a short off of the retest of this structure here. Previous value area low. As it came back up, like, you had chances to get out because of all the wicks. I can hear just fine. Yeah, maybe try to turn it up. The audio interface is like super confusing. So now that I finally have figured it out and most of the viewers seem to like it, I try not to mess with it too much. So I'm not going to, we'll just see if you can turn it up a little bit. I also try to speak a little bit louder. Sometimes I don't. You get short in the NQ right now? I think it's a little early to get short in the NQ right now. Like I said, if I'm going to get short, I would like to do it closer to this New York Friday New York session highs around 490s. That's what I would like to do. So just kind of being a little bit more patient. This is still a pretty strong move. Buyers are still in control nicely here. Still a lot of strength on these candles. Now we're out above value area high. I think this is going to take being a little bit more patient and letting us get closer to this structure here at 480s, 490s. Then I'd look to short up around that level. We also have Asia open in 20 minutes. You ever use footprint chart? Nope, I have not. I have not. Having said that, LG, I could see a short working here for whatever reason, just rejecting here above value area high. Maybe it was kind of a false break above it. Buyers fell to hold, and we start rotating back down. I could see it. Do I think there's a higher probability level to get short with some probably some more volume supporting it? Yeah, I think 480s, 490s would be a better short. Evening, what's up, G-Man? How we doing, G-Man? Having said that, if we're just going to hold the kind of value area high, even if it just fails to kind of hold above value area high, I could see it rotating back down in point of control. Yeah, for sure. I just think there's probably a better level for us. Plus, you don't want to get, shorting off the trend line bet. I don't hate the short. I don't hate the short. Just about getting into the right spot for me. Still top step? Yep. I just trade on TradingView because that's where I use like all the indicators, everything just works. I prefer TradingView. But I've got my accounts hooked up. Not right now because I really This is the first half of these accounts shouldn't even be on here. These are all like blown accounts actually. What was I gonna say? First trade of the week, I'm not going to trade any fundeds on this kind of price action, just kind of getting a feel for the price action for the week. Take some eval trades, but most of my funded accounts are on here. I just prefer to use TradingView over Project X. I don't know why, but honestly, on Project X, I do gamble more. Like something about that platform just makes you kind of want to, I don't know what it is. Just so much easier to just throw on 5 minis on a TopStepX account for whatever reason. Something with the platform. All right, retracing back to value area high here. We got 420s, 15 minutes to the Asia Open. It does feel more like a game. I don't know what it is. It does feel more like a game. Yeah, I don't know what it is either. They got some drug on there. I don't know what it is, because on TradingView, I just don't do that. I just don't do that. But on Top Step, I do that. Throw on a couple minis. All right, this kind of puts us in an interesting spot. If you like the structure here for on the session so far to the upside, which I mean we are sitting above VWAP nicely, still seeing a lot of strength in the move. Like this is a really clean move, nice strong candle. It's pretty tight consolidation, no real pullback. Another strong move higher, but now it's pulling back into the value area a little bit, just under the value area high, just under. We might hold it. Right back up. Look at this thing go. Starting to move around here. Yeah, try out TradingView and trade small. Like you'll notice the data isn't as nice than it is on Top Step, but that's probably to our own benefit, to be honest. Like it's going to be slower. You'll see the P&L kind of react slower. The candles aren't, you know, as real time. Something with the data is different, but it almost is to the benefit, I feel like, for us. Trade smaller size. Don't overreact so much to the P&L, to the candles. Give your trades a lot of room. Be patient. Size down. I'll always preach sizing down, guys. I'm on that train right now. Sizing down, man. I've been sizing down the past 2 weeks, and I've just been killing it. Okay. Session high is 48. Had a pullback just under value area high. Kind of retesting it pretty much and held. Held very nice. I was thinking about getting long, but I was like, okay. This is our first 5-minute candle, our first real 5-minute candle pullback. Let's see if we can get a little deeper, maybe 390s. I'll look to get long, get a little closer to value, a little closer to the VWAP, right back up. Nice move. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I like the shorts too. I wouldn't mind trying to get long there. I would have kind of preferred us get a little tighter on the edge of this volume profile, a little closer to the VWAP. Just know I'm getting a good price for it. But realistically, the first 5-minute candle that pulled back just got ripped higher. Anyways, we got the Asia open in like 13 minutes. I think probably for now we just wait. You have daily profit targets? Am I reading that correctly? Yeah, no, I don't, man. I don't have it. I've never really had an opinion on it. I've never used it, but I did see some trader on social media say, not that I really care to have an opinion, but I was kind of like, yeah, I kind of agree. He said when you set a daily profit target, like maybe you subconsciously like, okay, I have to hit this now, right? For me, I don't. I don't really set a daily profit target, but I also don't struggle with knowing when to walk away after I've made, you know, I've also been just kind of trying to be consistently, look at this thing go. Trying to consistently take my setups, not be too greedy with the exits, be happy if I'm green, be able to walk away for the session, come back the next session. So I don't struggle with that, so I don't use it. Look at this 5-minute candle. It's 50.5-minute candle. Into the Asia Open, they're putting you in an awkward spot here because we got 12 minutes before we see some volatility. I mean, we are seeing volatility. Like, wow, this thing's moving. Jeez. So look, if you guys are just joining the stream, you didn't catch a couple minutes ago. I did say, given the behavior of the market, right, the market condition we've been seeing, it's just been a lot of candle overlapping, a lot of ranges, price respecting structure and fading off of it a lot. So with that understanding, kind of understanding the market condition we've been seeing, I mentioned wanting to get short possibly off of Friday's high here, Friday's New York session high at 488. Suddenly I'm kind of rethinking that because the momentum here is incredible. I don't know if we have news or something, but that's, I mean, geez, right? So like, right, this is where discretion maybe comes in a little bit. It's like, do you, yes, we have a level of structure here. Yes, this market has been respecting structure and holding ranges very strictly. Having said that, do I really want to step in front of a 60-point rip to the upside on a 5-minute candle where we're really seeing no weakness? It's about to close here in 10 seconds. Seeing no signs of exhaustion. Buyers closing that candle at the high. This looks very strong. So maybe I don't short right here at 488 where I wanted to. And maybe it does come up and reject, but like this is the context. Crazy momentum for whatever reason. It doesn't really matter. Maybe I don't step in front of it at the level I was interested in stepping in front of it at. Or maybe I kind of let it take a breather, let it develop even higher, then I'll look for it higher. The higher the better when we're shorting ultimately. But yeah, I'm not super interested. This 5-minute candle throws a bone in it. The way we approach a level is super important, and this is some incredible momentum on this move. Plus, we're coming in 10 minutes to the Asia Open. If we just wanted to start ripping through technical levels, we could. So I'm just gonna chill. We're here to get paid, man. So sometimes that means not getting robbed, right? Not getting robbed. Not stepping in front of a level that maybe wants to break through right here, and we can see that in the price action. Yo, what's good, Pulse? How we doing, everybody? Who taught you how to trade? Myself in YouTube. Having said that, this is setting up, the higher this goes, it will give us a decent, at some point, at the right point, it will give us a decent fade opportunity. Look for a nice scalp short. Too many moves here, in my opinion. Like, you've had 3 opportunities, and, I'm saying that, but I skipped on them. I wasn't super bullish coming into the session. If you wanted to get long, I think you've had your opportunities. I think now it becomes very risky to try to get in long. I think we can probably get higher given how strong this 5-minute was, but it just starts to become very risky getting long here. With how extended it's becoming. Now we're above 200 points almost. Almost 200 points off session lows. Yeah, I'm going to wait for the shorts. I don't want to get in short this soon right after this 5-minute candle. Also, we have 8 minutes for the Asia Open. It is kind of holding the structure that I wanted it to hold. It's just like sometimes it's just better to pass on it whenever you see this much strength coming into a level. Sometimes it's just better to pass, even if it does hold. It's like, hey man, trust the levels, but at the same time, I think generally whenever you see it come into a level with this much strength, I think you kind of should be taking the pass on it. Even though it gave a nice 30-point rejection, I still think you don't want to try to get in front of candles with that much strength. 5 minutes. See if we get any more. I mean, this was plenty of movement so far in the session. There's been some pretty good opportunities, but let's see if we get even more here. Got the Asia Open in about 5 minutes. Good movement on gold. Good movement on gold. Good movement on NQ. All right, session highs are at 481 on the NQ. See what like ES looks like. Is ES showing as much strength here? Yeah, ES looking good. Same with the YM. YM actually might start to offer a bit of a better fade opportunity at some point because it's got a more extended move off of its recent low. Take a trade and think you could not be more wrong. Yeah, man, I've felt like that before for sure. Manipulate lowers and longs after open. I think at this point, I'm just gonna skip on it. Maybe that's the wrong idea, but just too extended in the session. I'm certainly not gonna get into anything here before the Asia Open. I mean, I think we could go higher. It's just tricky. We're so far off the VWAP. It's a little surprising that we're seeing this much movement before the Asia Open. And the Asia Open could throw a bit of a bone in this. So let's see what happens here. And we'll come up with a game plan. In my eyes right now, with the amount of strength we're seeing, I just concede that 480s is probably going to get broken if that's the case. Like we might trend into 530s, 540s, pre-market highs on Friday. It depends though. Also, Asia could open up here and we could just get smoked. Sentiment can completely shift. Let's see what happens. Three minutes. It's a hell of a move so far, huh? Did anybody catch this long? Did anybody catch any piece of this long? Anybody buy session lows? The first pullback to value area high. Here we go, 2 minutes. Made a little, take a little from the market, come back. That's how it goes, man. Take a little, just take a little bit. hop in, take a little bit, get out. Yeah, 70 points, nice. That's a good night so far, yeah. It's a good night. Okay, here we go. There's the open here. See if they push it through 480s. If we get through 480s, we probably can get through 500s. If that's the case, pre-market highs. And this is all just spectating here. I mean, I don't think there's a trade here long. I think it's 2 weeks. I think it's too far, man. Too far from the VWAP. Now, if we get a little closer to the VWAP, I might be interested in it. Dude, I'd love to fade in Q2. I want to. I'm just trying to find the right spot. I think the daily still has a lot of potential to continue lower. Seeing this pullback on the daily, that can continue lower. I mean, there's no like crazy initial buying rejection here on the daily. It's just kind of accepting these lower ranges. I like to short. It's just I hate having to be forced to take the trade like right when there's all that volatility, like hoping the level holds. Much prefer to trade into that at like 6:10 p.m. instead of 7 right at the open, and having to kind of make it a coin toss as to if we're gonna hold it or not. I did want to get short at 480s, but the time too. Like I'm not gonna get short right here at the Asia Open because I like the level. I'd rather let things just kind of trade a little bit more organically, if you will. Yo, praying for you, Pulse. You got this, bro. Session highs 480 on NQ. Seeing a wick on this 5-minute, looking good. Back into the 70s. We haven't seen an open like this in a minute, huh? Pretty solid move so far tonight. I was fully expecting it to be a snooze fest. Have not really gone anywhere yet. Got a range from 40s to 70s. Buyers trying to decide if we can take session highs out again. I think the fact that we're able to hold here is probably a good sign for buyers to continue higher, but let's see. Here we go. We're going to get under 40s here. See how aggressive the selling is. Starting to see a nice pullback. 433 on a pullback. VWAP's at 395. This is us respecting kind of Friday's high at 488. I loved the level, man. I just did not love how we came into it with the strongest 5-minute candle of all time. I didn't love how it was like 5 minutes to the Asia Open. You know, if you want to take this trade, you're kind of like, it just feels more like a gamble when it's right out of the open, because sometimes these technical levels don't want to hold as much. Put me in an awkward spot, let's say that. Put you in an awkward spot. Took off 400. You're heavy scalping. Let's go. See, the 5-minute candle flipping. Can we get under 430? Let's go to like the 15. Yo, nice trade, Pulse. Nice, nice. Do I want to try to buy around the VWAP now becomes the question. The setup makes sense if the expectation is that we're going to kind of bounce and trade back to highs and maybe break higher. Having said that, with the market condition we've been seeing, this could very easily be kind of like a failed move above value area high, then a full rotation. Like that is what we've been seeing. Respect the value levels, rotate to the other side of the value levels. There's two interpretations, right? If I believe that this is a strong enough move to come back, take the highs out, get and continue higher, then this is a great spot to get long. On the other hand, with how rotational this market's been, if I get long here, I'm just kind of getting long middle range as we're making the rotation back down. You know what I mean? And we have been seeing a lot of rotation on this in the NQ recently. Just make it easy for me and get back through 480s, start trending a little bit, then I can set up another potential fade, another short fade. Higher we go. Yo, Jonathan, what do we got, bro? You long? Appreciate the donut, man. That sucks, man. The trade with just one micro while I learn. Nothing wrong with that. What sucks? What sucks? Nothing sucks. We're just sitting here waiting for an opportunity. It's all a blessing, really. 315 ticks for anyone that caught that gold long. Nice trade on gold. Nice. 4,700 on gold next, huh? Good call out. I was a little worried that it might hold the range. Yeah, no, it's doing good. Gold keeps going. Oh, chat said, yeah, I think he said he made 800. He caught the short. I know I heard him catch the short. I think he got short around 60s, caught this movement at 30s. Good little trade. A little bit heavy size, but he caught some of this pullback. Certainly an opportunity to catch this pullback. Yeah, he's up 800. He made 800. He's out 800. In other words, I think I'm out at 800. Like out of the trade, made 800. Calling it a night. Glad he caught that short. Okay, seeing some buying back up to session highs at 480. Hey, odds, you got to follow your process, man. You got to follow your process. You should take whatever setup that you've practiced and you've tested, and the data shows that it's a good setup. Account for multiple different things. Account for the market condition we've been seeing and the price action we've been seeing in the markets. Adjust your expectations. I think that's an important thing that traders don't really talk about, is adjusting the expectations based on what the market's been giving you. I think what the market's been giving us is a lot of rotation, a lot of overlap. Look at all these hourly candles overlapping. So imagine if you get into a trade idea that you see somewhere in here. The most realistic outcome is that if you, like, say you get long blue line, you see how much overlap there is on any of these two setups? Best outcome for you, you get up in profit, you take your money. Otherwise, you're going to be sitting through a trade that, and this is just the price action we've been seeing. All right, you're going to get up on it, expect it to keep going, and then it's going to fade. And then you're going to be in drawdown, get scared, cut it just for it to come back up. Looks like it maybe wants to break out, doesn't, fells. And it's just, that's value trading. It's a lot of rotational price action. That is, if we're being realistic with ourselves, what we're seeing, right? What we're seeing on the kind of the higher time frames, even on the 5 minute, right? So adjust your expectations. Don't be super ambitious. Don't be greedy with the price targets. This is the way the market is trading right now, is that if you get into a trade at anywhere near the top or bottom of these ranges, looking for continuation either side, any sort of significant continuation, you're just going to get smoked because your expectation isn't adjusted. The expectation should be, okay, I'm seeing so much overlap. Price is not really leaving this level. If I can get into a trade setup, get green, I should be happy with it and I should take it. And I shouldn't try to chase into moves after they're already pretty extended and they're headed towards the top or bottom of these ranges. That's the expectation that you guys should have right now. As far as the strategy or system you trade, everybody has their own. And you should follow that process with that expectation in mind. I don't think that's up for debate. I think the expectation should be pretty clear for all of us, because it's pretty black and white. It's pretty black and white. That's why for me, as we're getting up to Friday, like, this is a market that's respecting levels, respecting structure a lot. So as we're trading back up to Friday's highs, like, I'm hesitant to get long. Like, maybe if we get back to VWAP, but even that's up for debate because we could make the rotation back down to the lows. Like, respect the levels, respect the structure, because that's what price is doing, right? That's why you don't see me like tripping over my feet trying to get long here, although it may keep going. That's not what we've been seeing. That's why I'm not tripping over my feet to get long here, as we're super extended off session lows and we're back into Friday structure. There's There's some actual, I think that's some actual good information right there that people don't mention. Gold looking great for a fade. I'd let it see it above 4,700. Some exhaustion here, yeah. I don't know. Whenever gold picks it. Now, on the other hand, what have we seen on gold? A lot of direction, a lot of follow through. Like, maybe I don't want to fade that one as much. I don't know. When gold gets going, it gets going. It's a scary short. I'm just going to not mess with it. Bound to lose money on that, to be honest. Bound to lose money on that one. We haven't really done much out of the open here. The level I wanted to short ended up working out. It's just, it put us in an awkward spot where you're having to get short in front of this really strong candle right out of the Asia Open. But here you go. We're selling off. That is the level I was interested in then. And you should be, because guess what? This market's respecting structure, respecting levels a lot. So expect it to reject these levels, at least initially. Did we see a VWAP bounce here? I don't know, man. This is coming down. VWAP bounce should be okay here, but it feels a little sketchy. Okay, I'm going to try to take the initial buying reaction off of a VWAP bounce here. This is sketchy. This thing's flying down right here. Can I get picked up? Try to catch it around the 80s. Look to catch the initial move back to 400 for a scalp. Come on, pick it up. Not too quickly. Damn, that stop's very tight. Let's do this. Let's go a little lower, low 80s. All right, here we go. This is the trade. Look for a trade back to VWAP here. Catching this pullback in the market map. Everything lines up. Filled long. Like I said, just looking to catch the initial reaction back to the VWAP. Forget what my stop was at. I don't like it that we're not really getting a reaction here. Let's see. See if we can get above 390s. The low is 76. I think we could at least get a reaction back to 400s here. Trying to stop in a spot where it makes it like it starts to feel more or less like we could sell all the way through session lows here. And I think it makes sense. If we get under 360s, this thing is just getting smoked. My grandmother trades better than you, really. Good one. Yeah, we're getting a full rotation back to the lows here. Hi traders, what's good, David? How we doing? Just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. The original trade I did to get short of 480s was going to work out. Should have just stayed with that. Well, it's hard to think that session lows doesn't start to become a question now. This is a massive pullback. Not really seeing a buying reaction under VWAP. We might be okay, but we'll see. 5-minute candle looks like shit. Feel like a short off of the pullback is it a terrible idea? Yeah, no, for sure. I feel like now the context has certainly changed with how strong that move under the VWAP was. We're not really seeing buyers anymore. Yeah, I feel like it's now, we definitely have more data now, and I feel like the context has definitely changed. Definitely changed. If we don't see a buy back to at least the VWAP, this is, say sellers just took control. Not really seeing a buying reaction under VWAP. Yeah, it's getting smashed. Absolutely smashed. Look at the hourly candle. Let's see. What is in this update? Trade Tinker's being a little bit laggy. Let's see. Down 190 on that? Could be worse. Yeah, I think certainly the context changed. With the failure to hold VWAP, like I just barely get stopped out. With the failure to hold VWAP, this pullback taken pretty much most of this move that we saw off of session lows. We just took at least 2/3 of it back with this pullback. Probably not a horrible idea looking to get short maybe for a move back to session lows. Rebuy? No. We gave it a chance. Could have had to stop a little bit wider, but even still, this is, I mean, this is gonna have to get a very strong move back to VWAP to even, and it's hard to believe that we do. This 5-minute candle just looks very aggressive. I think we probably leave a wick and flip, if not this candle, the next, and look for lower. Let's see. I had to stop at 360. We hit 55. I think my entry was 83. So new lows 51. Yeah, this market's getting smashed. Say dropping. What's up, Cozy? Yeah, I mean, this pretty much failed at VWAP. We're not seeing a real strong reaction here off of 350s. The lows, session lows are at 300. This looks like it can probably keep going. We'll see though. It's because you bought a VWAP, dude. I know, right? That's how it goes. That is how it goes. During the short, I don't mind trying to get short ahead of the VWAP test. It's not looking very strong. This might play out immediately for you, Pulse. I'm not gonna lie. Look at that. Nice. Yeah, this looks weak. This looks very weak. It's that Keltner band. No, it's not. I think Keltner band is I think the Keltner band is kind of like an ATR band. This does have ATR calculation, so it does kind of have characteristics of that. It is like a volatility band, but it's not. It's not. It's a custom indicator that I created. You can check it out for a free trial if you want. If you want to hit that link in the description, but it's similar to that, but it's not. It's not, and it's also has kind of a different purpose. It's anchored to VWAP. And so it's supposed to give you kind of the optimal trade entries when following trends. And then with the feature of, because it is a volatility band, essentially, when price gets very extended outside of it, there's decent fade opportunities, reversal opportunities. Okay, we got new lows here. That pull, yeah, that was a nice scalp. That immediately played out. Those 80 started to reject. We got new lows. This thing's getting smashed. This does not look good. Session lows are 300s. So pretty much all of that move pre-Asia Open was just a huge fake out. And it's funny because the original thesis I had was this market's rotating a lot. It's respecting levels, respecting structure. We're not really seeing a lot of follow through above value area highs and lows that are set here on these charts. And sure enough, 480s, Friday's New York session high just rejects. But it was very tricky coming into it because this was a really strong candle. And then the Asia Open was like right there. It was just a little tricky. But sure enough, that is what's playing out. We're seeing a full rotation to value area low. Session lows, 300, value area low, 300. This thing's getting smashed. If I had to be in a trade, it'd be short. I just don't know if we see kind of a short-term bounce maybe here for a decent little pullback before, but 300s looks realistic here, I think. Yeah, the initial setup, it was good, but the move into it looked sketchy, and then having to get short right at the open was sketchy, you know? Just, it was awkward timing. Yeah, and it was holding it. It was just awkward. It was just awkward. Yeah, this thing's just like, we've pretty much given it all back. Like, this looks like it wants to keep going here. Giving back all the progress we made from the Open to the Asia Open. That hourly's got to look, yeah, this hourly looks horrible. Oh, bad trendy day? Yeah, man, that's why, yeah. And it's sometimes it's hard until hindsight, but yeah, understanding the market condition, it can be a little bit tricky. Plus, whenever I do take those kind of reversal trades, when I'm looking for like maybe an extended move outside, like you have to understand when it's counter trend and then just like be super realistic with the targets. Like, don't look for super ambitious targets. Don't be super greedy. Just quick scalps. If it keeps trending, you got to cut it. If somehow buyers hold these lows and we see it move back up to session highs, I'm going to, it might just be one of those sessions where it's like, time to go. 62s trying to get through. VWAP, you disappointed us tonight. You disappointed us tonight. This looks like it wants to keep dropping, man. Hourly looks like it wants to maybe get back into these lows here at 300 as well. We have plenty of time. This just looks super bearish. '60s rejected again. Still looks like it feels like it has enough momentum to make a new move, another move through 30s into these lows. That's what it feels like. Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna try to take a little scalp here. 40s, look for the break of 30s and catch this move into session lows here. I'd like to see us hold under 380s. You need to get under 35. It's looking super heavy still. Session lows are at 302. Just not going anywhere now all of a sudden. Not an optimal entry. This might be a little FOMO, but does feel like we have enough momentum. Even this range that we're setting from 30s to 40s is super weak. I'm just gonna cut that for like nothing. We're not seeing the momentum there. Yeah, I don't really see any setups here. I don't know. I mean, this could be a breakdown, but that's really a shitty entry, and I'm breaking a lot of rules doing that. I should have never taken that trade to begin with. So I'm just gonna cut it for pretty much nothing. That's a trade I should never take ever again. So try to realize that shit and cut it. It's like the worst spot ever to get short. Let me never ever do that again. Stop loss of the VWAP. Yeah, I mean, I was just gonna free ball stop if we started breaking back above 67. I'm just gonna not take that trade. That's a trade I should not have taken in the first place. Too low into the move to look for it. If I actually wanted to get short, the right idea is to position myself closer to the VWAP if this is going to be a full kind of move back to the lows. Okay, let's wait for the bounce, get short at VWAP, take it lower. That's the right idea. Getting short right there is a bad idea. And cut that shit out first. I think it's because I'm just sitting here staring. I had the right idea with the first trade. I'm just going to, yeah, I think it's time for maybe just a little reset here. I might try a scalp, but it's got to be an actual setup. I need to be getting closer to the VWAP for the short. Also, just kind of cutting that because we're not going anywhere, but I preach against just getting short at the lows like that. What's up with gold? Is gold still moving? Whoa. Gold got smoked. Somebody said short up gold would be good. Gold got smoked. So did NQ though. They both got smoked. God, dude. NQ just looks like shit right now. But it's just not going. It's not going. I could take another short here and feel okay about it, but it's not a good entry. Dude, did you? Bro's killing it tonight. Got the gold fade. Everything's a little down right now. All right. Seen some more rejection here. 67. VWAP's at 390s. Can this just be as simple as like we catch a nice selling move under the VWAP, come back up, test it, reject, and just keep going? We have a nice target below us, session lows. Rejecting 70s here. All right, I'm going to take a short here just beneath the VWAP. If we continue rejecting 380s, that would be solid. Let's see, or 370s rather. Kind of at the top of this 5-minute range that we said after that initial move under the VWAP. Looking for a retest of 330s and a possible break into the session lows. Let's see what happens. Getting through the 70s here, trying to. I'm short at 62, trying to hold these higher 60s right now. Probably don't love this if we get back above 380s. Let's get back into these 60s. Nice another wick here on the 70s. Keep rejecting those 70s. Keep rejecting the 70s. And we're back. This is starting to feel like a market that could literally ping pong. It's a little worrying. Lows 300 up to 480s, down to 330s, back to what, 450? I don't know. I could see it. Just rotate both sides of these ranges in a very annoying way. I could see that. Done for the day, bro. Yeah, made 2,000. Nice, dude. That's a good spot. You should call it. Call it a night. Lock up that account. Go trade something else, man. I'm gonna give it back. Solid day. Congrats on the 2K. And I'm not like, I don't know. I'm just not. I'm trying not to overanalyze, but I'm just starting to not like how we're not getting continuation on a setup that really should be giving us probably this move into the session lows. Just being kind of annoying at this level. I think what I'm most worried about is that I fear that I might be getting in the middle of the range in a market that's just been so rotational. And if that's the case, I'm going to get chopped up here. You know? Because we could hold point of control for a long time, wick my stop. My stop's in a good spot, but it's not. I mean, it could very easily get taken and we could still sell off. We've attempted to reject these 370s a few times. If we could flip this 5-minute, turn red, get back into the lows. I want to start testing the lows again. It's truly what I want to see. A test of 30s here would make me feel amazing. Love to see us test 30s here. I don't know, man. Back in the 70s again. Something just doesn't feel right with it. I don't know. Feels off. Feels like the market's made a big move both ways, and now we're just gonna screw over everybody. I think that's the best way. You know what I mean? Made a pretty good move both ways, and now we're just gonna screw over everybody. Might be time to lock it up to like London. Yeah, I don't love the location of this if it's not gonna flip for me and get back under the 60s, 50s. Starting to see it hold. Yeah. I don't like this trade anymore, man. We got the ping pong session going on. Telling you, man, this is why I don't start the weekend. This is why I don't start the weekend off with a funded account trade. Fucking got to fill this thing out with the evals. Market's bound to fuck you over on Sunday night. Yeah, we don't like this. This is gonna. I mean, I'm gonna get ripped on this. Clean move into the VWAP. This doesn't look good. Ultimately, nothing's happened. I tried to get the short for continuation. We kind of rejected Friday's highs. We did get a clean move under VWAP. There was a lot of strength behind it. I think this target was reasonable, but it just feels like we could just hold. We're still in the value area. We genuinely have not gone anywhere. We traded above value area high for a little while, but more or less, I'm in the middle of the range short. I just hate where I'm at on this trade. It's in the middle of the range short. When you strip it all down, I'm in the middle of the range in a short trade, which is my fault. I got a little too focused on the potential continuation following that super strong breakdown that I neglected the fact that the overnight sessions just chopped to shit. That was on me. Yeah, I think you'll wait till London. I think it's time to wait for another session here. I got bloodied up on this one. Maybe reject VWAP, but it just, I have very little confidence in this. A quick move back to 70-60 would be good. A quick move back to 70s and 60s would be great. There's a chance here. This will be the first actual reaction we've seen at VWAP on the session so far. We gave it no reaction on the sell-off through it. We tried to get long there, got cooked on that one. Now short, hoping it can defend, which it might. We need to get back into these 70s. Sitting through this drawdown was so not worth it when I could have just gotten short closer to the VWAP to begin with. Well, there goes 72, bought right back up. We get through 390s, probably get through 400, get stopped out. At that point, we will have pretty much made another rotation back to the value area high. What indicator is that? It's called the market map. It's a custom indicator I created. You can try it out for free. For a free trial, if you hit that link in the description, you can see if you like it. I have a tutorial on the on the website on exactly how to use it and get it set up on your chart. Yeah, it's getting through VWAP here. Looks long. If we get through VWAP, it looks long. It's fucking looked long today. It's looked short. It's looked long again. It's looked like we're not going anywhere and chopping traders up. Me being one of them. Yeah, this is one of them sessions here, man. For me. RIP RAP. Okay, guys, I think I'm gonna call it. Here's the thing, man. We're in the value area. I understand that, but I got caught up in the flashiness of the quick moving market, man. Is really what it is. Whenever the truth is, we are still within the value area. There's really no reason to get long or short anywhere but those levels. You know, I just kind of got caught up in the, and this is how Asia gets you, man. We kind of see a quick, strong move. This looks great. Looks like it really wants to get lower. And then you get faked out on it because it changes pace. It flips. For me, yeah, we're in the value area. We're not doing anything different. It was a good stop out. Bad trade. It was a bad trade. It was two bad trades, really. I took the VWAP long on this initial selling move. I think that was a good trade. It's not typical that we just slice right through it. It was also point of control. You think we get a little reaction there? Look at this thing fly. Yeah. And then trying to get short here, could have gotten a better price, but that I would have gotten stopped at anyways. I would have had to stop at like 420 probably, because you don't want to see it above VWAP too much. This is your price action on the session. I mean, just rotation. There's opportunities both ways, but getting long anywhere here or getting short anywhere here just leads to getting screwed over. So I got smoked on that one. Luckily, there were only evals on that one. I knew I wanted to come into Sunday night trading, not my fundeds, just to start this session of a new session, new week. I'm just gonna start trading the fundeds whenever I don't even really have a feel for the sentiment of the price action this week. But more or less, it looks like what we can expect last week, or the week before, just rotation. Getting short anywhere there is just death by 1,000 cuts. Getting long anywhere here is just death. It's just, we're just pivoting everywhere for me. Bad setups on the session. Yo, what's up? What's good, JC? Just heading out, actually. Just ending stream. A little red on the session. Down 550. That's not actually that bad. It's like 2 good trades. I can come back from that. All right, guys, I'm going to head out. I'm going to go have some dinner. Yeah, this session is unfortunately just... It's funny because I preach not to get chopped up in this, yet I did. I ate my words. That's okay. Let us just keep trading value. Keep trading the highs and lows. That's really all I can say. Anywhere in between and just going to get chopped up. All right, guys. God bless y'all. I will be back tomorrow night if y'all want to tune in then. Surely we'll have a better session then. All right, guys. God bless. See y'all in the next one. Peace.